Woo! Nice and fast. Loving the speed of this. The Switch is a very powerful console. And this shows it. Also, sarcasm. I like sarcasm. I bet you didn't know that. Now you do all know one watching because I just started streaming. Also, this isn't Mario Odyssey, which is a small problem. So I shouldn't play this. I should play this. So I don't know why I decided to stream only the most boring part of this game. But that's what I've done. Because I've gotten all the moons. Except the ones that you need to grind coins for. So this is just gonna be me grinding coins all stream. By doing that thing in Bowser's Castle. And I'm streaming it because, I don't know. I thought it would be funny. I don't necessarily know if funny is the right word, but I'm Mr. Bones. That's pretty cool. And we're gonna go on a wild ride together. Where is that thing? Is it here, I think? Somewhere around there. That's how you get to the place where you grind coins. I need roughly 20,000. Which means I'll need to do the thing about 100 times. I also need to find it. I don't think this is the right place. Oops. I think it might be here. I like how it showed, or I like how it says Mayro, but it just still has the Clip Art Bot logo. Why is that? There you go. I fixed it. Like magic. There's Captain Toad. Where is the pipe? Where is the pipe that I crave? Is it here? Is that it? Also, the stream layout's going to look kind of barren because the chat goes away after 15 seconds, because that's how I did it for the last stream. And you can only have it set one way at a time, which is disappointing. I'll have to go back into Streamlabs and make it permanent again. I'm so incredibly indecisive on my stream layout, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't particularly like this layout, but I don't particularly like any layout that I come up with. That's not the pipe. Where is this thing? How am I so bad that I can't remember where the thing is? It's gotta be around the main courtyard entrance. Has to be. I'm just being stupid and missing it. And no pipe. Was that it over there? I think that's it over there. Okay. I think if I go here and then go backwards, I should be able to get to the pipe, and then we can begin a wonderful grind session that will surely be entertaining. In every way, shape, or form, the pipe is inside of me. Amazing. Is that it? Like, it looks like it, but it's not it. Is it on the other side? I have no idea, I've just completely forgotten where this thing is. Oh, I see it. Well, I don't see it, but I think I see where it should be. Can I make this? Easy peasy. Piece of cake. It's behind here, isn't it? There we go. I've made it. Whoops. Yeah, you should play this game more. It's great. Come on. It's probably my game of the— oops. I'm doing wonderful. How long have I been streaming for? 8 minutes. I have not done one. I haven't done it once yet, and I need to do it like 100 times. So at this rate, expect to be here until Thursday morning sometime. There we go, there's some coins. We're making progress. A non-zero amount of progress. I did it. We're gonna do it. Mr. Bones is gonna collect his coins. So I got Rocket League on the Switch today, and after playing the PC version on the highest graphics settings, I must say I'm very spoiled because it does not look good on the Switch. Especially in handheld mode, which is what I was playing it on. It looked quite bad because the resolution was like, supposedly it's 576p, but it looks even worse than that. Probably, I think it's due to the fact that they don't really anti-alias the game, so it just kind of looks like a blob. And also the Joy-Cons are not good control methods for that game. And also using the digital triggers to accelerate and brake does not feel good. I like analog. I don't know why Nintendo is so stubborn in terms of not putting analog triggers on anything. It means that racing games are pretty much a no-go, and I like racing games. So that's slightly disappointing. Also makes me wonder how well the Switch is going to do in the years to come in terms of being graphically relevant at all, I suppose. It's like a game like this looks great, but like Rocket League really doesn't look great, so I wonder if it's going to get to a point in a couple years where... Oh dear. It's going to get to a point in a couple of years where AAA studios aren't porting games to the Switch anymore because the graphics are just going to be so bad. I don't know what happened there. I must have touched the left stick accidentally. Also, I have good news and bad news about Taco Tom. Taco Tom 2 specifically. So I bought an Xbox One last week in order to port Taco Tom 2 to it. And I have good news and bad news related to that. Mostly bad news. So I got it working. It was like a 50 million step process and like about 3 hours of troubleshooting to get the thing to run. But I did get it running. Unfortunately, I did not get it running well. In fact, it runs unplayably slowly. Whenever it has to load a new level, it takes like solid 10 seconds to load the next level, which is not great because it's supposed to be instantaneous. And also in levels with a bunch of objects that get loaded in, there's a bunch of slowdown. Then it gets really bad until almost the end of the level, in which case, at that point it gets perfectly fine. I should have moved. Whoops. Abort. So, I knew that there were some performance issues with Taco Tom 2 in terms of how it implemented the level loading system, where it's kind of just horribly inefficient, where they have this thing called a canvas, which is kind of like a sprite, but not really. And you have to paste a sprite of the level layout on top of the canvas, and then the canvas reads the RGB value of each pixel in the canvas, and then based on the RGB value, it will put the appropriate objects into the level. And it has to do that all in ideally 1 frame. And on my PC, it's not really 1 frame, but it's like a few frames, so it's totally fine as far as I'm concerned. But on the Xbox, it's that canvas thing's really inefficient, so it takes like 10 seconds. So I figured out a novel way of implementing the level loading system today, which involves basically converting the levels into a CSV file or equivalent text file, and just loading the text files in, and then just loading it from the text file. Because maybe it's the searching the canvas every pixel on that's being really slow. So I tried that. I had to make a Java program to convert the photos or the images of every level to files where each pixel gets its own separate line. I moved, so everything's ruined. I don't know why I keep moving accidentally, but I do. And also, I was loading every single object for the level at the start of the level, and I changed it so that it only loads the objects as they come into the level. However, that's very buggy. And doesn't really work. But the other level loading system does work. It is faster on the Xbox One, but by faster, I mean instead of taking 10 seconds to load the next level, it takes 5 seconds to load the next level. And on PC, it's worse. is noticeably slow. Like I would say maybe half a second versus a few frames with the other method. So, just in general, Construct 2 games on the PC, or I'm sorry, on the Xbox One, just run really badly. And on mobile, I've done some messing around with it on mobile before, and it's absolutely horrible, the performance you get from Construct 2. Like, I tried putting Robot Rumble on mobile, because originally that was designed for mobile devices. I originally intended that game to be on an iPad, but on Construct 2 it runs at maybe 4 frames a second on mobile for no good reason. So it just has horrible performance, and I'm probably asking too much of it, given that Taco Tom 2 is fairly complicated. You know, ideally, I would know Unity, and I would be making the game in Unity, and these performance problems shouldn't exist in Unity. But I don't know Unity, so they exist. Which is unfortunate, and it means that even though I have the tools to put Taco Tom 2 in the Xbox One, I have the Xbox One, which was the tool that I needed. Performance-wise, it might not be possible, because my game is just on such a horribly inefficient piece of software that it might not be feasible. Or maybe there's some other way to write the code that makes it less terrible. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case at all. I don't have to manually make the arrays for each level. That would be horrible. You know, I have to load them from some sort of file. And the reading I did, it seems like the best way to do that is to put the files into the projects and then use Ajax to read the files. And then get the data from that. Maybe there's a way I don't have to read the entire file at once. I can just read a particular line as I need it. Maybe that would make it faster. But also there are other issues on the Xbox One as well. For example, I finally put sound effects in a few days ago. I wouldn't necessarily say they're great sound effects, but they do exist. So I put them in a few days ago. Some of them I don't play as loudly as others, because I don't want it to be as loud. Specifically Taco Tom's footsteps. I'm an idiot. You heard it here first. Idiot alert. It's me. I don't want Taco Tom's footsteps to be as loud as the other sound effects. But it works fine on the PC. When you load it on the Xbox One, it just doesn't play any sound effect that's not at full volume. It just refuses to play it. And I feel like there was something else. The fonts don't load, but I knew that was going to be an issue. Because the Xbox One only has a small subset of fonts. So I need to convert the font I'm using to a sprite font, I think. Because that issue's on other computers as well. We're gonna make it? Yeah. Looked like I wasn't for a second. You asked a few minutes ago how many coins I need. I need approximately, in total, I'll need around 20,000 to get the remaining costumes and the remaining moons. I need 9,000 for the costumes. And I don't know exactly how many moons I need. I think I'm just under 900. So we're about a tenth of the way there. Take about 2 hours, I think. 2 hours of nothing but this. You have to do this for like 3 hours in a 100% run of this game, which is kind of ridiculous. Or just doing a 100% run of this game is ridiculous. Because it's like, currently I think the record's 17 hours. I mean, granted, it's not really optimized, as you would imagine. But still. Imagine that record's probably going to end up somewhere just north of 10 hours, I would guess. But time will tell in that regard. Apparently there's also a memory limit of like 512 megabytes of Creators Program apps, which I read about. I didn't know. Currently Taco Tom 2 uses around 400 megs of memory, which is kind of dangerously close, considering there's a lot of memory-heavy things I haven't added yet, such as voices for the voice acting. Granted, they haven't been recorded yet either, so it would be hard to add them. Why'd I do that? So it might end up being PC only. Taco Tom 2. Maybe I'll port... I mentioned this last time, maybe I'll port Civil War SmackDown over to the Xbox One. I kind of want to make a sequel to that after I finish Taco Tom 2. Just like a mini little game type thing that I would maybe sell for $1. I have some ideas. That might be a good way of learning Unity, because I was going to take an independent study in Unity next semester, but I can't. Because the professor I was going to take it with is currently teaching a similar class, and he wants me to take that class. And so I'm taking that class, which is computer graphics. So I'll learn about computer graphics, but I won't necessarily learn Unity. I mean, it's not really that different. I made a really rudimentary version of Taco Tom in Unity, actually. I don't know if it worked. All I remember is that I got the ingredients to fall, but I wasn't able to get them to rotate. Or when I did, it would change the direction of gravity when I made them rotate. Like, you can't just rotate the object and... Why did I not jump? I don't know, maybe you could rotate the object and then also manually rotate the gravity of the object to match the current positioning of the object. That might work. Well, it's been like probably a year and a half since I messed with that version of Taco Tom, so I might be completely misremembering that. You can't rotate the object and jump at the same time. There is no jumping in Taco Tom, though. But yeah, it'd either have to be changing the gravity or actually make it an animation. Which, given that they rotate at different speeds, would be a huge pain. it would mean you would need many, many, many different frames of animation. Well, I guess you could just take a different frame of animation of each degree and then skip a certain amount of frames each frame, if that makes sense. Depending on how fast you want it to rotate, that could work. So Twitch announced achievements today. I have not yet gotten the achievement, do your first stream, which I find mildly amusing. Because some of the achievements I got automatically, like how many concurrent viewers you've had in the past month. Like, I've had 10 concurrent viewers in the past month, but I have not streamed ever. Like, I feel like they could have at least figured that one out automatically. Like, yeah, these achievements have been unlocked, and this achievement has to have been unlocked. But hey, by streaming, tonight I am now streaming for the first time. This technically is my first ever Twitch stream. So, I guess that means I can set whatever precedents I want this stream, because there are no precedents, which means if you don't donate $100 this stream, I'll never stream again. And thus nobody donates because nobody likes my stream, because no one's seen my stream before, because this is my first time streaming. I have no idea where those 9,500 viewers from previous streams came from. They didn't happen. They didn't exist. Actually, a good chunk of those, I think, are from some VOD years ago that doesn't exist anymore. Back when Twitch deleted all the VODs that got deleted. It was an old stream I did in like 2013 or something of some old Sonic MMORPG fan games. I played a couple of them. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them exist anymore, so I can't go back and restream them. I would if I could. But whenever you searched Sonic MMORPG on Google, the VOD for that stream would be one of the top search results. So I think a bunch of people clicked on it from that, and I got like a couple thousand channel views because of that. You're proud to be in this first and last stream. Well, if you donated $100, it wouldn't be the last stream. It's all up to you, Kodak. I like how they have a path to partner thing now in the achievements. So they actually give you some concrete things to aim for. The biggest one is 75 concurrent viewers on average, which I don't have, as you could probably guess. I would say I get maybe 5 to 10 per stream, maybe 15 on a good day. Today's probably a bad day because I said the stream was going to be boring. What if I do something like Steam Shovelware, which I should do soon? I have a bunch of bad games in my wish list. Maybe I should wait to the Thanksgiving sale. Maybe some of them will go on sale then. Although a lot of them are new games, so they won't go on sale. So apparently, games that are less than like a certain amount old, like they literally cannot go on sale. It's not possible to do it in Steam. Also, there is a plugin in Visual Studio when I was building Taco Tom 2 that I don't know if it worked properly when I tried to download it. It looked like it maybe did. The game worked with it maybe in there or maybe not. Apparently it allows JavaScript to run. So I'm assuming it had to have been in there because otherwise it wouldn't have run at all, but maybe if it wasn't there it would make the thing run a lot faster. I don't know. I'll have to do some experimentation with that. But not tonight, and not tomorrow night, because I have to write a paper tomorrow night, or a draft of a paper. It's for my psychology emotions class. We're doing a study involving emotions. Mine was, I hypothesized that playing video games would cause more positive emotions and also anger in people. And the results are in. It's not true. My hypothesis was wrong. However, I did find out that people who play games are younger than people who don't, on average. That was statistically significant. And also, bizarrely, people who play puzzle games have more positive emotions than people who play RPGs. But that's the only combination of genres of games that produce any sort of significant results. But now you know, and I'm going to write a paper showing, hey, this is an interesting find. Even though it's likely noise. But I don't even know if it is, because, like, the data sets are fairly large for those two genres. I think it was like 34 people played puzzle games and 19 did RPGs, out of 88 total who played games out of 122 total in the experiment. They did a questionnaire. A whole bunch of questions for different studies done by everyone in the class. I have 4,000 coin. It's a lot of coin. When we get over 9,000, insert Dragon Ball Z meme here, we can go buy the remaining clothes, and then we can buy moons. Great job, me. ClipArtBot doesn't know memes. ClipArtBot has banned memes. It will never post any more memes. That's actually not true, I just made that backed up. Actually, I'm using ClipArtBot for another project, for a class. Taking a class in basically machine learning. And for the final project, I'm gonna use neural networks to determine if a photo is a clip art image or a stock photo or a drawing or some other type of image, and I'm gonna use ClipArtBot to gather those images. Gonna modify it a bit. Gonna give it a list of terms to search for to go to every website it has and download a picture of that term. And then do that for the next term, and do that for all 1,000 terms. So that's going to be fun. Really looking forward to that. What's going on in my other classes, you might wonder. You probably don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Music class, it's... I don't know, I don't like it. Not a huge fan of the class as a class. I feel like it's kind of pointless, particularly the assignments. It's on 70s and 80s music and learning about them. I don't really feel like I'm learning anything in it. Just like, watch these music videos, talk about what you see in them. Okay, great. I mean, I don't really know what I expected when I went into it. It's not like you're going to be learning, you know, calculus concepts in your music class, but... it's a bit of a silly class. And then there's my other computer science class, programming languages. That's a difficult class. But I like it. The teacher is ridiculously precise, though. Like, he probably wishes he could be a computer. I don't know, maybe you wish you could be a computer too. Then you would have the internet at your fingertips, quite literally, except computers don't have fingertips, so if you were a computer, you wouldn't have fingertips. So therefore, you couldn't have the internet at your fingertips. See, we're learning. This stream will get you college credit. No, it won't. Cool. Another thing Twitch did today, they opened up the 30-odd million Justin TV usernames to affiliates. I tried to get 10, but it's only 3 letters long, and you can't have 3-letter long usernames, which is a shame. 10 underscore was available, but I don't like that. The only cool name I found, and it's completely unrelated to my name, so I wouldn't use it, is Pizza Box. If you want to be Pizza Box, you can take that name. Otherwise, I didn't find much. Like 10 penguins taken. There's a lot of 10 things that are taken, which surprised me. 10 box. I've thought about Boombox 10, but I don't know. I think for now I'll just keep my Twitch name the same. There's no reason to change it other than being the cool kid with a cool name. Like the guy whose name is Fire. That's a cool name. You know, a short, simple name. Tinenstelian is neither short nor simple. But it does have the advantage of there not being very many Tinenstelians on the internet. So I can usually use that username for everything. It's never taken. Unless I accidentally already signed up for that website previously. In which case I took it from myself. Gotta remember, you can trust nobody. Not even yourself. Hope you did your due diligence and downvoted that Star Wars post. on Reddit. That thing is kind of ridiculous that it's gotten like negative 600,000 points. Like, what is the top positive rated comment? Like, I don't think it's even 200,000. So the fact that the Star Wars one is minus 600,000 is amazing. I didn't really care much about the game in the first place, but it'll be interesting how the outcry affects the how the game is treated across its lifespan and how future Star Wars games end up being as well. Will there be less loot boxes in that one? Who knows? Seems like loot boxes kind of came out of nowhere and then they're immediately everywhere. Or maybe I just wasn't playing games the past few years, which is totally possible. I'm not a fan of loot boxes. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more in Rocket League. I've bought enough already. And by enough, I mean I've probably spent $40, $50 on loot boxes for that game. Hey Bryant, how are you doing? Also, last stream I talked about whether Trackmania Turbo had active multiplayer on Xbox, and I tried it out. It does. It has a very active multiplayer at the moment. Probably because it's free for gold users. I imagine it wasn't quite that active before that happened. But yeah, there was a server that was full with 100 people that I couldn't get in, so I had to get into one with like 60 people. And I actually won a match, surprisingly. I think it was in like a match with 30. But I came top 3 and like one with 60. So that's pretty cool. The thing that's less cool is that it doesn't run very well, surprisingly. It's a lot of hitching when you play multiplayer, which is kind of bad for a game like Trackmania, where you need to be ultra precise. Stuffing your face now. I hope you're stuffing your face with... I don't know. Acorns, that's it. I hope you're a squirrel. That should not have given forth the beanstalk. Made it. Mr. Bones always makes it. Man, I haven't played Splatoon 2 in a long time. I should do that. I'm playing so many other games lately. I just want a 100% Odyssey so I can remove the cartridge and then put in another cartridge. I'm too lazy to frequently remove and put in other cartridges in my Switch. So I just keep the same game in there for as long as possible. I had the Splatoon 2 cart in the Switch from the day I got it to the day this game came out, and then this game's been in there since. Should probably play Puyo Tetris again. It's been like 5 months since I've played that. Similar amount of time for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I need to play like 10 hours of that so I can get the gold wing. And then I can save 100% of that. Because I've gotten 3 stars in all the cups. You know, at that point I might as well just get the last car part. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is probably my racing game of the year, because all the other racing games that came out this year were bad. There were a lot, actually. More than usual. You had Mario Kart, obviously. Forza, Gran Turismo, Project Cars, there's F1, there's Dirt 4, others probably. Those were the big ones. I didn't really get into Project Cars 2. It kind of had the same problems as Project Cars 1, in my opinion. Those problems being career mode is too open-ended, such that it doesn't really feel like you're accomplishing anything, and multiplayer was very glitchy from when I played it. Maybe it's better now, maybe they patched it. But it's been a couple months, or I guess a month. It wasn't out 2 months ago since I played it. I didn't really like the car list either. I mean, I know they're focusing on race cars, but I don't know, it still felt a bit lopsided in some ways. Like, you had GT3 with a billion different cars, and then some other classes have 1, maybe 2. And also, I just prefer the Forza handling model to Project Cars. And I haven't played GT Sport, but I've played GT6 a lot, and I prefer the Gran Turismo handling model to the Forza handling model. So I kind of want to play GT Sport, but I don't have a PS4. Maybe I'll get one eventually. Forza's handling is not great, because it's kind of like you have plenty of grip until the point at which you don't have grip anymore, and then you have no grip and you're sliding. We're off kilter. Abort. The thing about Forza that I've found is that you essentially have to use all-wheel drive for every car, every build. Although in Forza 7 you kind of can't upgrade cars, at least not in single player. For the breakout hoppers, you can. So for the breakout hoppers, basically the first thing I do to any car is give it all-wheel drive. And then it drives a lot nicer. Project Cars is very easy to spin out. Like, people were saying before launch that, oh, they fixed the controller controls in Project Cars 2. They've made it so much better from the first game. And I played it with the controller and it felt exactly the same. Like, I couldn't even tell the difference between Project Cars 2 and Project Cars 1. Maybe that's because I adjusted the controls from the default in Project Cars 1. Maybe I made them better, closer to Project Cars 2. Maybe it's still bad. Maybe I can't tell the difference because I'm bad at racing games in general. But I felt the controller support was not as improved as people were saying it was. And I cannot comment on GT Sport because I haven't played it. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to brag, but I'm at least competent at racing games. I feel like I would be competent enough to be able to recognize a significant change in the controls of a game, and it didn't seem different. Not significantly, at least. You know, maybe there's a bit more grip in the higher end cars, but it's still very easy to spin out, especially in bad conditions. I mean, in real life it's very easy to spin out, but at some point it gets to a point where it's almost impossible to drive the car. Maybe I'll get a PS4 for Christmas. And then I can play GT Sport and the Wipeout game that's the same as Wipeout HD, but better in Everybody's Golf and Windjammers. Those are basically the only PS4 games I want. Which I guess is better than the Xbox One, which had exactly 0 games I wanted. I just bought it so I could put Taco Tom 2 on it, only to discover that Taco Tom 2 is probably not going to be able to run on it, because Construct 2 sucks. And you shouldn't use it for anything that requires any sort of computational power, such as Taco Tom 2. Because it turns out that HTML5 isn't the most efficient programming language in the world. Arguably not even a programming language. You know, you hear all those ads about people telling you, don't do math, but they really should be telling you is, don't do HTML5. Because it's not efficient. Great throw. Great throw. We are witnessing Shaquille O'Neal in action in his prime. I don't know, he's lost some weight over the years. He looks a bit bony. Nice, we're getting close. I haven't made any dumb mistakes lately, so that's good. Oh yeah, other racing games I was talking about. F1 2017, I didn't play it. Apparently that's good. But I never really got into 2016. So I felt like there was no reason for me to spend $60 on 2017. Like, F1's really cool to watch, but I don't really feel like reenacting the season in virtual form and driving in it. I don't necessarily see the appeal of that. Dirt 4 also came out. That was apparently not as good. Feels like Dirt Rally just came out when that came out. Oops. Oh, this is wonderful. I might die here. Good news, I didn't die. And I think those are all the big ones. There's also, later this year, Gear Club Unlimited is coming to the Switch, which is a port of a mobile racing game. But it does have licensed cars, and it's made by the people who made Test Drive Unlimited. So maybe it won't be horrible. It does seem like it's going to be a retail purchase with no DLC or things like that, or in-app purchases. Well, maybe it'll have in-app purchases, but it seems like it's a retail type game. If it has in-app purchases, I'll just immediately ignore it. Pretend it doesn't exist. Saw a video about that game. It's horrible. I mean, I don't think it will be good. And my understanding is that the mobile version is pretty bad. I feel like all mobile racing games are terrible. Like every single one. At least that have come out in the past few years. Like the Asphalt games are bad. Unfortunately, they're kind of the closest thing to Burnout you can get these days. Or at least Asphalt 8, which is the same game they've been promoting for the past like 5 years now. Because I realized that, oh, people don't want to spend $7 every year on a new Asphalt game, so let's just make this one free and they'll play it forever. Haha. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I can climb the thing. Why did I go back to pick up the bean? Or the acorn? There was no reason for that. Now I gotta climb my way up. I think I better ring the idiot alert again for that one. There's also been some other Asphalt games recently that are like Infinite Runner type games. Like mobile games have increasingly become less of games the past few years. It's kind of amazing how terrible every single game is on mobile. And yet people spend millions of dollars on them. Like not single people, but like, well, maybe there probably are people out there who spend millions of dollars on mobile games, but they're few and far between. But like, the industry is huge, and yet it's made entirely of completely unfun products, which is kind of amazing. I guess it's just they're fun to people who aren't me. People who do not understand that in-app purchases are not fun. Who don't want to play actual games, but just like the thrill of gambling without actually feeling like they're gambling. Or who think waiting for 3 days to unlock a plant in a video game is cool. You know, I play video games to get away from the tedium of real life. I don't want to re-experience the tedium of real life in video game form. Sometimes it's even worse than real life. Like, this is not a mobile game example. This is an example of a good game that happens to have that characteristic. But My Summer Car, I did not get that game because it just seems so infuriating that you have to do so many different things perfectly just like it was in real life that I could just feel myself getting so aggravated at that game and really not enjoying it. I just want to drive the car. I don't want to have to spend hours building it to the specifications of a real-life automobile. I like games that are as unrealistic as possible, like Splatoon and Super Monkey Ball. And this game, this is not a particularly realistic game. I don't think. I mean, maybe this stuff happens in real life. I have not been to most of the countries of the world, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other. In fact, I haven't been to any countries in the world besides my own. Well, not the one I don't own it, but I live there. That country being the United States of America, as I will now pronounce it forever. One more and then we'll have 9,000, assuming I don't botch it. Because you get 180 coins per level, I guess. Per playthrough? Per beanstalk? Whatever you want to call it. It's 180 coins for each one of them. Each round, I guess. Yay! Over 9,000! We did it! The guy from Dragon Ball would be proud. So I should probably just teleport there. It's the fastest way to get to the souvenir shop. Welcome! Some great new swag. I'm excited. I want to buy the swag. There's no way I'm changing out of Mr. Bones. I will be Mr. Bones forever. That's the hat I wanted, yes. Oh, I changed now. I'm an idiot. I did it. I bought all the clothes. Now I just need to get all the moons. I've got to change back. Give me my top hat. Cool, you got the star to confirm that yes, you've gotten all the moons. I mean all the clothes. It's weird that there's one more suit than hat. You feel like they could just add another hat, but whatever. You think there's gonna be clothing DLC for this game? If there's any other developer that would probably be guaranteed. But with Nintendo, I don't know. You can wear a wedding dress, that's true. But you can also be Mr. Bones. And I think this is cooler. Back we go. Oh wait, I need to find out how many moons I need. Because I don't remember. Can I pause the game, get a list to see? No, I actually have to go to the Odyssey, I think. I have, wait for it. I can't see the number. Still can't see the number. The number is pointing that way. How am I supposed to see the number? It's going that way. I can get over there from going over here. Can I get the bird? Nope. Missed it. 891. I need 108 moons, which is 10,800 coins. So I'll have to go all the way to 9999. Redeem 99 moons. Or maybe 90. Or maybe I'll just go to like 1200 and redeem for 2000 and... Or no, I could go to I'm trying to think the most efficient way of moon collecting. Probably getting to 2,000 coins and then buying 20 and then getting to 9,000 coins again, I think. Or I could do 9,000 then 2,000. It's whatever floats your boat. I think I'll do 9,000 then 2,000 because then you'll see all the moon counters on the left when I get to the last 2,000, and that'll be cool. Does anyone know if there's a limit to the number of moons you can buy in any particular world? I've heard some people say 20, but I've also heard other people say it's unlimited in every world, so I don't know. The people who said it was 20 said it was unlimited in the Mushroom Kingdom. So I don't know. Also, I don't think I tweeted about this or mentioned it anywhere. I think I mentioned it in my Discord actually, but I'll mention it here on the stream. I'm going to be speedrunning Stunt Track Driver 2 for a Race Against Time 2, which is a marathon, which is Saturday the 25th at 9:43 p.m. To 9:51 p.m. because that's how long the game is. 8 minutes. Shortest run of the marathon. I submitted some other games as well, but they did not get in because they're boring Xbox racing games that no one cares about. It's amazing that when you actually say a stream is boring, people don't watch. It's almost like they believe the stream titles. Amazing. That whole idea of, well, if you tell someone not to do it, they're more likely to do it. I guess that doesn't work for streams being boring. That doesn't make people less bored of the stream or more excited to watch it. Up we go. I'm disappointed that Taco Tom 2 was not nominated for Game of the Year on the Video Game Awards. I mean, ignore the fact that it hasn't been released yet. Maybe next year, when it actually comes out. Because it will come out next year at some point in time. I don't know the exact date in 2018 it'll be out. But my hope is sooner rather than later. That was dumb. I'm hoping like February, March, April, somewhere around that time maybe, but it'll probably be a bit later. It really depends on how much of it I can get done during winter break. Because at this point I'm probably going to give up on Xbox One. Gonna get on there. I'll probably have to put some smaller thing on the Xbox One later just to say, hey, I did this. Maybe if I do Civil War Smackdown in Unity, that will run a bit better. So that's probably what I'll try to do after Taco Tom 2. Now you know. Future plans for Tinzone Games. Actually, long term, I would love to make a game like the Museum of Anything Goes, where it's just complete absurdity. I think that would be really fun to make, and also, if done well, fun to play. I think I've now made half the levels for Taco Tom 2. Which is pretty good. Still a lot of placeholder though. So I'll have to make more levels in the coming weeks. So let's see, what do I still need to do in Taco Tom 2? I need to acquire the music. I need to maybe update sound effects. I need to finish making the levels. I need to make the entire menu system and options, and I need to write the script for the cutscenes. I have an idea for it, for what each level is like, but I haven't actually written it down fully yet. I need to write the script. I need to find people to voice act the scenes. I need to get those lines. I then need to implement them. I would ideally have multiple language support, so I'd have to figure out how to implement the cutscenes so that you can change between multiple scripts and multiple languages for text. For the voice acting, I don't think that'll be any language other than English. At least if the text is in a couple languages, that would probably be a good thing. Taco Tom 2 will not be complete until it receives a complete Slovakian translation. Actually, I highly doubt it will be translated into Slovakian. Time to start working on a DLC. I don't plan on having any DLC for Taco Tom 2. I don't really plan on having any updates for it. Unless I find out it's broken in some way. But in terms of adding features post-launch, nah. I want it to be more like the good old days where once you bought the game, that was it. You had it. Couldn't change anything about it. The first Taco Tom had features added after release. They added a time to reach 10 points counter, so you could speedrun Taco Tom. And then Everyday Stacker added a lot after launch. Actually, I don't know why, it sounds incredibly stupid to me now, but I actually removed a bunch of features of Everyday Stacker before launch just so I could add them in after launch, which is kind of the dumbest thing. But like, there was a wind mode and a moon mode that were added after launch. They were perfectly functional before the launch of the game. I moved. Bye-bye. But I just removed those features because I could. And then I added them in an update. There was also other features I added that weren't implemented when it first came out. Like the multiplayer. And some extra objects. But I don't anticipate making any more mobile games for the foreseeable future because the Google Play Store platform is horrible and the Apple App Store platform is horrible. And I mean, Steam is getting horrible. I would like to get Taco Tom 2 out on Steam before it reaches peak awfulness, but I think we've already reached the point where just putting a game on Steam does not mean that anyone is going to see it. Well, maybe a few people will, but you have to know where to look for the new games to actually find them, like all of them. Like, you can find the popular new releases easily. You can help the rich get richer. And conversely, the poorer get poorer, but you have to click like 5 different buttons to find the list of all the new games. Which I do that every couple of days. I like to go through the list. It's getting to the point where it's a page or two a day now. Which is kind of ridiculous. It means it's harder to go through all of them now than it used to be. And it means I also miss a lot. Just accidentally. So I go through them kind of quickly. Because really, I'm just looking for really bad games that I could maybe stream. That's really all I do. And sometimes I find some, sometimes I don't. Rarely I'll find a genuinely interesting game. But yeah, I wish it was easier to see all the new releases. Just like, it doesn't have to be on the main page, but just have a button on the main page. It's like, all new releases. So instead of having just the popular new releases button, have an all new releases button as well. And then you could maybe, I don't know, change this Steam layout so that it's easier to fit more games on there as once. Do like the tile layout that you can do on the games you own tab. You can do like a tile layout. Something like that might be cool as a way to be able to see more games quickly on Steam. So I think there's definitely ways to improve. the Steam store, make all games more visible. The app stores are kind of beyond repair at this point, I feel like. They're just completely filled with knockoffs. And they're actually starting to hide the top paid games, which I found really interesting. Like, you can see the top free games, but not the top paid games anymore. Which I guess it's because, well, no games are coming out that are paid. So it's kind of pointless. And I guess that's true, but I don't know, because those games tend to generally be of demonstrably better quality because you are paying money for the privilege of playing it, as opposed to having the game try to swindle out your money in the form of in-app purchases. You know, I'd gladly pay a couple bucks for a game if it's going to be good. And there are decent mobile games out there. Most of them cost money up front. Or a lot of them do, maybe not most. Cool. Apparently there's an Overwatch free weekend this weekend. I've already installed and uninstalled Overwatch like 3 different times, so I don't think I'll install it again for that. Overwatch is one of those games where I think, why am I doing that dumb thing again? It's the second time. I've gone for the bean after I've deposited the bean. Overwatch is one of those games for whenever I play it in a free weekend, I'm like, yeah, it's an alright game, but I wouldn't pay $40 for it. And so I don't pay $40 for it. I would rather play Splatoon than Overwatch. One of these days I need 100% the single player campaign in Splatoon 2. I got a decent amount of the way there, but a decent amount of the way there is not all the way there. Low battery. How could this be? It's low controller battery, not low console battery. I mean, obviously the console's plugged in. It could not be if I'm streaming it in such high definition. I'm not recording the screen from a camera like a madman would. I wonder how many people on Twitch have done a stream where they streamed a Switch game, but they didn't have a capture card, so they just pointed a camera at the Switch and called it a day. Surely at least one person has done that. I refuse to believe otherwise. Doesn't seem like there's anything left to do here, Happy says for the 50 millionth time. You know, one of these days I should do an actual stream. Like, that has preparation involved. I've not done one of those in a very long time, it seems like. Not since Xbox Live Indie Games, I don't think. Because last week it was just random Xbox stuff. And the week before I only streamed once. And that was Taco Tom 2 dev stuff. And then I think it was like 10 days before that was the last time I streamed over that. So that's what, 23 days ago? I don't remember what I streamed then. But I feel like I haven't done an actual decent stream since the Indie Games ones. I should make a highlight video of those. I feel like that might be genuinely entertaining if done right. Someone actually did make a highlight video of that, to be fair. I posted it on Discord. A viewer made a highlight video of that exact stream. It's 45 minutes long, so it's like barely a highlight video. It's basically just the whole stream. So, if I did my own cut, it would be a lot less. I try to get it around 10 minutes. I think that's possible if I only keep the best parts. Like I have about a half dozen games in my head that I can remember as like being really good. There was the chickening road trip Sierra Nevada had ridiculous physics. I just had it in my head and I completely forgot about it. Some bear game with an evil bear. There was Coastal Defense. The PowerPoint presentation games. The Garden Pot Movement game was one of those. Man, in my psychology paper, when I asked the question, what is your favorite genre, I missed a great opportunity to have one of the answers be Garden Pot Movement. To be fair, probably no one would get the reference, because I doubt many people taking that study have watched my stream, just based on the fact that most people in the world have not watched my stream. I changed my mind. I decided I was going to go for 9K and then 2K. The order does not matter at all. I might go to the Mushroom Kingdom to buy my moons just because I can. Except then it doesn't matter, does it? Because then when I go back here, I'm going to have to deposit those moons. Actually, but I need 108 moons. Just thinking about the most optimal way of getting them, because I have 12 moons that I bought in New Donk City. So I was thinking maybe I could buy 8 there, get that to an even 20, and then that's 100 moons I can buy in, you know the place, the Mushroom Kingdom. Why did I move? I'm a moving man. Actually made it all the way. I didn't get all the coins, though. Tomorrow will mark 47 days since the last major unplanned incident related to the internet that someone in the tech support department directly caused at my job. I don't know why I'm mentioning that. It was at 199, but then there was a major unplanned incident related to the internet that someone in the tech support department caused. So it got reset to 0. If you remember that from months ago, I posted a picture of it on Discord when it reached 100. Well, it got to 199 and then it went back to 0. And now it's at 47. Actually, right now 46. Tomorrow it will be 47. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. I do every year. I really like Thanksgiving. I like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I strongly believe that the Christmas season should not start until Santa Claus comes down to the Macy's store in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So, about 11:55 a.m. EST. On Thanksgiving. That is when the Christmas season starts. Not 1 second before that. And there's also the dog show. I wish more TV channels showed dog shows more often. Because I like watching dogs. But unfortunately, we usually start eating our Thanksgiving dinner before the dog show ends. Because we eat it ridiculously early. Like 1 o'clock. And it's basically... I remember getting up early one Thanksgiving morning and playing a game called Road Wars before the parade started on the PC. It's a car combat game. It wasn't particularly good, but my aunt gave it to me. She also gave me a game called Dirt Bike Racing, which was really bad, and we uninstalled it, and my aunt asked me how the game was, and I said it was great, we already uninstalled it. And I don't think she was particularly happy about that. Well, my dad wasn't, because he heard me. He said, that's not a nice thing to say. Because it wasn't a nice thing to say. But I was like 8. So what did I know? Also, I have a tradition every year of making a Thanksgiving Day menu using the tackiest clip art possible. This Thanksgiving is going to be the 10th edition, I'm pretty sure. I think the 10th anniversary was last year. How do you define an anniversary? So, okay, it started, the first year I did it was 2007. This year's 2017. Does that make this the 10th anniversary? I guess so, because it would also... Technically, had I done it every year, it would be the 11th menu, but it would be the 10th anniversary, because let's say you did something one year and then you did it the next year. That next year would be the first anniversary, even though it would be the second time you've done it. So from all the files of the old Thanksgiving menus I've made, it seems like I missed 1 year. Like maybe 2009 or something. I don't remember the exact year. So that means that the 10th anniversary, which is this year, would also be the... I moved. Would also be the 10th edition. I guess it would, if you wanted to say it would be the 11th annual Thanksgiving menu. You could say that. But it would be the 10th anniversary of the menu. I think that's how it would work. Because I wanted to do like a 10th anniversary special last year, or like a 10th annual version last year, but then I realized I was short one, so it wouldn't really work. And I was like, I remember thinking to myself, as I was making that menu, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait a whole year to make this 10th anniversary menu, and like it's almost now. 9 days I get to make it. I have to make it Thanksgiving Day. For several reasons. One, it's tradition. Two, we don't actually know what we're going to be serving until Thanksgiving Day, so that's a small technicality there. And it's also fun because I always have to pull out my old laptops because they're the only portable computers I have. Well, I did. Now I have my Surface. I don't know if I have all the files I need on the Surface, so I might still have to pull out my old laptop. Probably the last time it was turned on was for last year's Thanksgiving Day menu. But Thanksgiving is always the holiday that I think about. I think about all the things I do during it. And like whenever I think about it during the year, it's always like, man, that's much closer than it seems like it should be. Same with the 4th of July, actually, to a slightly lesser extent. But I remember last year during Thanksgiving, like every time I saw the parade or the dog show, I was like, yeah, I remember doing this all these times, all these years ago. It's cool, it's tradition. I mean, I don't necessarily care that much about traditions, but you know, it's a fun personal little thing. And it's weird that it's that time of year again already, because it feels like that happened like a month ago, but it's a full year, pretty much. It doesn't feel like the semester should be almost over. Like we have 23 labs to do in a class. I've done 21 of them. That doesn't feel right. With like basically a month from now, it'll be winter break. And then I'll be off for a month, and then 4 months of school, and then I'm done with school forever. Which is going to be kind of amazing and slightly scary. I should probably start looking for jobs. Not that I don't... Yeah, in real life. Such as jobs, which I should probably start looking for. You know, I have no problem with working full-time at the high school that I currently work at part-time. The only issue is I have no idea if that's actually viable, because I've never mentioned that to anyone, and no one's ever mentioned that to me. I've always just kind of assumed that it was a good possibility based on the fact that my boss is like 75 years old and should probably retire. So, you know, it seems like, he's 75, I'm much less than 75. Maybe I'd end up replacing him, or working there for a year and then he retires or something like that. 74. I want to say 75, but around that, yeah. He's an old guy, especially for someone who knows their technology stuff. But he's a great person. He's a great boss. So that's definitely a possibility. Also thought about maybe getting a job in something more directly related to computer science specifically, instead of just like IT stuff. But at the same time, jobs in computer science scare me. I don't really know exactly what it would entail. I guess it would depend on the job, the type of stuff I was doing, the environment of the particular employer. But particularly in game development, you know, there are tons of horror stories of people working like 80, 100-hour weeks to get games out on time, and I do not want to do that at all. You could not pay me millions of dollars to do that. That's why I kind of have zero interest in grad school. And also I want to take a break from school in general. Perhaps a permanent break, depending on how jobs go. To do what for grad school? To do anything, really? Maybe you're referring to something else, I don't know. I really don't want to be forced to work overtime. I value my time spent doing nothing, and I spend a lot of time doing nothing. And if I start being forced to not spend a lot of time doing nothing, that's going to stress me out. You don't know either, you weren't paying much attention. Well, we're on the same page, that's good. You have an ad? Uh-oh. Well, now I will be supported by ad revenue, I guess. I'll get a whole quarter of a penny from it. I don't know how much money I get from ads, if any. Hey Link, how are you doing? I'm just grinding coins. I need 10,800 to get all the moons, and I'm at 6,400. And I already got 9,000 before that. But I was talking about jobs, and beyond, and specifically video game development jobs, like, I feel like I really wouldn't want to work for like a AAA studio, because they're going to demand that a game gets finished on time, and that you have to work overtime to finish it, and I don't want to do that. I also don't necessarily believe that I would have the ability to work on a AAA game. But maybe that's a bit of Stockholm Syndrome, I don't know. I'd much rather work for like an indie studio, because those don't necessarily have to go by those same rules. You know, depending on the game and how things are set up, they may or may not be more easily able to just make the game wait a month or two or whatever. I don't know why anyone thought Sonic Forces was going to be a good game. You could tell by the very start it was not going to be good. And the reason you could tell that was because it has classic Sonic and the Wisps, which neither of which are good creations in the Sonic universe. Like, classic Sonic as an idea of being a separate entity from modern Sonic. And I never liked the Wisps. They're stupid. Like, why not just give Sonic more movements instead of giving him these weird power-up things? Like, Mario in Mario Odyssey has like 1 billion different movements he can do. So why not give Sonic some more movements and ditch the power-ups? I mean, I guess in some ways the capture ability is somewhat analogous to that, but it works a lot better in here. It doesn't feel gimmicky like it does in Sonic. And also, Sonic Generations isn't a very good game. People only thought it was good when it came out because it was not terrible when so many other Sonic games had been terrible. So it was like a breath of fresh air, even though you go to breathe it in 2017 and realize it was never very fresh to begin with. I never played much of Colors, but I didn't think that was particularly great either. Although, to be fair, I never realized you could actually play it with the GameCube controller. So maybe if I went back and played it with the GameCube controller, I would like it more. Because I really don't like games with motion controls. And specifically ones that involve the Wiimote and Nunchuck, because I just find that's an awkward controller combination to hold and be precise with. It's like Mario Galaxy. People always say those are some of the best Mario games, and they're great games, but I feel like if you could play them without the Wiimote and Nunchuck, and I guess you can with emulation, I feel like they would be better games if you could play them with a regular controller. Fortunately, Mario Odyssey you can play with a regular controller, and you can also do motion controls as well. Which don't work very well if you're playing it in handheld mode and you have to shake the controller, because then you have to shake the screen as well, and you have no idea what you're doing when you're shaking the screen because you can't focus on the screen. So there was one moon in the Sand Kingdom that required very fast bullet bill, and that was very difficult in handheld mode. Also, I was very concerned about the 100 points in the beach volleyball game, Moon, but I figured out an easy way to do that. Just doing it normally, I was struggling to get more than like 40 points. But if you do it in 2-player mode and you control Cappy, it's actually orders of magnitude easier. Like I got 186, I think, second try. The first try I got 94, which was kind of annoying. That was actually the last moon I got, because I was putting it off because I was scared by it. I think I'm going to go all the way to 9999 and then buy a bunch of moons in the Mushroom Kingdom and then find 1 coin there and then buy 10 more. Up we go! So how has your day been, chat? Has it been good? My day was alright. I spent a lot of it working on rewriting part of Taco Tom 2's code that doesn't actually work any better than the original version, so I'm probably just going to go back to the original version for now. You've done nothing. That's a good amount of things to do. Can't go wrong with doing nothing. Yeah, I'm farming coins. I got 9,000 earlier and bought the rest of the outfits, and now I need 10,800 to get enough moons to have 999. So I'm actually almost done farming. And then after that I might show off. Why am I... Dumb bean thing number 3. 10 is a Dumbo, now you know. I might show off Rocket League on the Switch after this. I said a couple things about it at the very beginning of the stream, but I also haven't played very much of it, so it's hard to have much of an opinion on it. But the bottom line is I don't think I'll be playing it very much on the Switch. So I have the PC version, and that is objectively better. For various reasons, which you might get to see if I stream it. One nice touch in Mario Odyssey is the menu sounds are actually notes of the Super Mario Galaxy theme. Are they? I don't think these menu sounds are the notes of the Mario Galaxy theme. But I believe you. I know the things Mario does with his hand when he collects his moons are throwbacks to 64 Sunshine and Galaxy. Selection and cancel. Oh, okay. It's been a while since I've heard the Galaxy theme, so I don't hear it, but I'm sure it's there. That was a bit of a goof. What is this? Can I read the tweet while playing the game? Let's find out. Whoops, I couldn't do the ground pound. Hold on, I need to listen to this. That's cool, I hear it. There's a lot of neat little touches in Mario Odyssey. It's a great game. Oh, come on, you little spiny. I could try it myself too. I could. I did it. I died. Rip coins, I've got to do it more times now. I was already dead and I died. How can skeletons die if they're already dead? Seems like a question Jaden Smith would ask. He would deserve a big Toblerone for asking such a question. I think FFZ works with the Twitch beta, or I guess it's not a beta anymore because they're forcing it on everyone now. You might have to re-download it. But I have a little FFZ icon on the top right of my Twitch. Like, it doesn't have every feature that it used to, but it does have a bunch of features. I don't know about better Twitch TV. Yes, FFC does work for me on new beta. They added compatibility a few days ago. Well, Mario, you can do it. Good work. Why did I move? FFZ AP, is that the better Twitch TV emotes that get added into FFZ? Because I think I used that, or at least I did at one point. I don't particularly care for the better Twitch TV emotes. But they do have the animated emotes, which are kind of cool. Like the dancing ditto. So you do kind of need it for the full Twitch experience, for the full Twitch chat experience, I guess I should say. everything is missing. Yeah, probably a lot of things are missing, but you should at least get your Taco Tom FFZ emotes that haven't been updated in ever. That's a good changelog. Is there any reason that Twitch decided they needed to rewrite their entire website? It was perfectly fine, I thought. Guess they want to add more features in the future that might require it. You have ads for bits. Ah, that's cool. I technically have that feature, but I haven't. It hasn't given me an ad in a very long time. It always says, "Please try again later." Maybe it won't do that anymore. Maybe because I have ad blocker on, it doesn't like that. Oh, it doesn't work for you? It says try again later. It lets you click it only when adblock is on? That's strange. I think it would be the other way around. But you don't even have to throw it? Oh, I think I shook the Pro Controller is what happened, accidentally. And it happened to work out. I wonder if my waifu works on the new Twitch. Does anyone remember that? That was a dumb thing, like, I think... Was that a year ago, or was that 2 years ago at this point? Or the idea was you could post your waifu on your Twitch account and you could never change the waifu because you couldn't divorce your waifu. You had to keep him forever. Unless the site removed it because it thought your waifu wasn't real. Pinguino had Pizza as his waifu at one point, but then it got removed. I remember doing an anime quiz on stream to try to find out who my waifu was. I did not reach any conclusion, and so I never had a waifu. But it was kind of cool looking at other people's waifus. A lot of people's waifu is Samus from Metroid. You never had a waifu because you have commitment issues. I mean, you make a joke, but the fact that you couldn't divorce your waifu, that's the reason why I didn't do it. What if I decided I like a different cartoon character better now? Now what? Now I'm screwed. Because I pledged my allegiance to this one. But maybe I like that one. You're back, hooray! It's been a long time since the low battery indicator has popped up. I would expect it to again soon. Yeah, I've seen yours, Link. To the point where I think I've memorized what the bio of yours says. Parsi is a jealousy yokai from Toho 11. Pretty sure. Or is it 9? I don't remember. One of them. Maybe 10. I don't know. It's 11. I got it right the first time. That's what counts. I don't have a waifu, so you can't guess my waifu bio. It's not there. This is the last one until the others. I can't remember if anyone else from here that had my waifu or has one. I have all the coins I can leave. Let's go to the Odyssey. To the Mushroom Kingdom, where we're gonna buy all our moons. So I like the Mushroom Kingdom. There it is. My favorite level in this game is New Donk City. Second favorite is probably Mushroom Kingdom. Close third is Luncheon Kingdom. They're all great. What does Sailor Toad have to say? Hats are all the rage in the Mushroom Kingdom. Where do I buy things? I buy them here. Let's buy 99 moons. Actually, let's buy 10, and then let's get a coin, and then let's buy 90 more. How hard is it to find one coin? Not very. Yay! Why am I buying them? Because I have to? Yeah, I got all the other moons, so I have to buy them to get to 999, where you get the final ending, which is true 100%. That's why I said this stream is the most boring, because you don't get to see any of the actual game, and you only get to see me play the grinding part. No, I ruined it. I bought one. It's gonna throw everything off. Now my perfect grid is slightly misaligned. The humanity. I hope it'll let me buy 9, and I don't have to buy a 1 9 times. It's kind of weird that they have an infinite supply of power moons that you can just buy. Please let me buy 9. Oh no! I'm not gonna buy 1 9 times. I'm just going to accept the fact that my wonderful, or what was going to be a wonderful grid, is now not. I will take a snapshot though, because that's a lot of moons. And now we will go. I need 100 though. Can I get 100 coins in here without having to go back? I'm sure the answer is probably. Just need to figure out where. Well, there's 20. Bye-bye, fire. That does nothing. We'll probably get some coins this way. Oh wait, these are not coins. Oops. But I did get the star, which is worth 5 coins, so that's something. Almost halfway. Bye-bye, mushrooms. Is there also a star underneath him? No. No star underneath Dory. Sorry, I don't have time to swim together. I've got to get coins. No one getting up there. I just realized if I buy 10 here, I'm going to end up with 102. That's alright. I don't know if there are any in there. Well, let's find out. The answer is no. Wait, I lied. The answer is yes. I need 15 coins. I think these are some coins. I was wrong. Well, I was kind of right. They turned into coins. Sorry, Goombas. Did it. Now I can buy 10 more. Good old 101 moons. Probably would have just been faster to buy one moon 8 times, but whatever. Or 9 times. Got a couple. Just a few. Yep. So we need just 700. So is that what? 4 rounds? Assuming I don't botch any. That's the wrong checkpoint. Why did I ground pound onto the spikes? Why did I jump onto the spikes? I've never hit those spikes before, and I just hit it twice in 2 seconds. Believe me, Cappy, there's plenty left to do here. I'm trying to think of anything else interesting that's happened to me lately. Not really. Just been working a lot on Taco Tom 2 lately. Also getting kind of tired. It's a weird way to pronounce the word tired. I don't know why I pronounced it that way. Maybe because I'm tired. That's why I pronounce tired weirdly. Low battery. I had no idea. Maybe I'm tired because I've just been doing this for the past 2 hours. Probably around 11 o'clock, I would say. Wait, what? I missed 3 coins? How'd I do that? I must have not gone through one of these rings. Jin's playing Mario Odyssey. Good for her. It's a good game. I should know, I've played it a bit. Last one. Actually, I should probably go to 1,000 because then I just can buy 10 moons instead of having to buy 1 moon 7 times, which is probably faster overall to do it that way. Even though I have to do this 2 more times, I think. I remember something I've been meaning to stream for a long time. Speedruns of things. Particularly games I've already ran before that I used to have the record in but lost it. See if I can get it back. I should do that soon. It's a bunch of games I've lost the record in. Bobley is the big one. Justin Smith's Realistic Summer Sports Simulator. Sega GT 2002. I genuinely cannot remember if I ever had the record in Lego Island or not. I might have been at one. I think at one point I thought I had the record, but it turns out I never actually did. Someone else posted a better time before mine, but it wasn't on the speedrun website, so I didn't know about it. I think that's what happened. I don't think I ever actually had the Lego Island record, and the time for that is ridiculously good. Same with Stunt Track Driver 1, actually. I lost that by like 10 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for Stunt Track Driver standards, that is ages of time. And the run uses a different control scheme, which allows the time to be better. And I tried using that control scheme, and I am not faster with it than with the keyboard, so I'd have to get very used to it, and I don't really feel like doing that, so I think I'll let that one stand. But the others I would not mind challenging. Bobley's gonna be tough. Certainly. The Bobley World Record, their general speed is faster than me. Like, their movement is better than mine. They do make, I would say, the same amount, if not slightly more, careless mistakes as I do in my run, my PB run. I think they make a larger number of mistakes, but the one big mistake I made took up more time. Let's buy some things. I like how the music starts as soon as you land. It's a great little touch. I want to buy some moons. I did it. Back to the Odyssey. Nice. So, spoiler alert if you don't want the very end of the game spoiled. This stream will spoil it. There's a surprise waiting for me in Peach's Castle. Was this all fancy colors before? I don't remember. Hey, look. Each of the colors is a world where you completed all the stars. Oh, cool. I never noticed that. So I've gotten all of them in every world. Never gotten that I made it. So difficult. What kind of rubbish jump was that? Oh, for God's sake, Mario, what are you doing? You'll get there eventually, don't worry. Who thought beating the game would be this hard? Let's do it with Yoshi. Actually, I might not be able to get there with Yoshi. If I do want to get some of these coins, that's enough, I guess. Because I'm too lazy to get the rest, and I don't need them. How do you make that jump? Ah, there we go. Why could I not do that before? Yay! There's a hat on the castle. That's it. That's what you get for doing 999 moons. So I have now 100% of this game. It's a pretty good game. I like it. You should buy it and play it. But don't eat it. Battery depleted. Well, that's a good time. That's a good time for the battery to be depleted because I have just finished Mario Odyssey. So let me plug it in so we can do Rocket League for a bit, and then I'll probably go to bed. Could not quite hit the save button. There we go. I have saved. And now I can put some other game in my Switch. Wonder how long I've played it for. I have not checked my playtime. I'm curious. 45 hours. There you go. That's how long it took me to 100% Mario Odyssey. Played Splatoon 2 for 130 hours. Why is it blue? Because I've played that more? Or does it have an update? I don't know. I played some demos for a little while. Oh, they actually tell you less than 5 hours, the number of hours. I like that. Because before it was always just a little while, and then half the things said a little while, and you didn't actually know how much you had actually played them for. So that's cool. That's a nice feature. I need to finish Picross as well, or at least the regular puzzles. They have some special ones that are dumb. So I haven't played this docked yet, because I've had no reason to, because I could just play the PC version. But I'm curious to see if it looks any better docked. It's been ported by Panic Button, apparently. I've never heard of them before. I've got this car, because I don't have many others unlocked. Sure, I'll do Rumble. I don't really care much about ranked on this account, because this is not my main Rocket League account. I don't remember the Rumble power-ups. We are joining in the middle of the match, and that's a very inconvenient place. Was I supposed to block that? I'm guessing so. Yes, I'm defending orange. Okay. Hey, Silver Sonic, how are you doing? Okay, this is definitely easier to control with the Pro Controller than with the Joy-Cons attached in handheld mode. Oh, left stick. I thought it was the right stick. Come on, this way. That's not the right way. Yeah, it makes the Mario sound when you jump. Bonus wasn't that spectacular, to be fair. That's a dumb power-up. Oh, hello. Also, my camera settings are all wonky, because I use things that aren't the defaults, but I don't remember what they are, so I'll need to load up the PC version and compare and make this the PC version. For example, the field of view for this is way off from how I normally play. That's a nice goal. I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. Yes, you can do PC versus Switch. Not together as a party currently. I think they're working on that as a future update. Give me the ball. Oh dear. I've been hit. The ball's been taken away from me. But it does have cross-platform between Switch and PC, and I think maybe Xbox One as well. Yeah, I think it works. You can either do cross-platform between PC, Switch, and Xbox One, or PC and PS4. I don't think the Mario cars will appear as Mario cars. They will appear as some other car. So I know the Sweet Tooth car on the PS4 just appears as a regular Merc. How is this plunger going to affect things? But not well. PS4 is just PS4? I thought PS4 you could play with PC. Because when the game first came out, it was just PC and PS4, and it had cross-platform back then. Unless they got rid of cross-platform at some point because of the other cross-platforms. Oh, so no more cross-platform on PS4? That's kind of dumb. I guess that's one of the bad things about being the most popular console. You don't want to communicate with less popular consoles. This is the Rumble mode, which has weird power-ups and stuff. Sony is very not happy about cross-platform for whatever reason. Hello. Hello, Ball. How do I feel about the new stuff Twitch added? I think the achievements are pretty cool. Something to work towards. They give you a concrete goal in terms of stream growth, which I like. I also like how I got the achievement for 10 concurrent viewers on average within the past month. And I didn't get the achievement for streaming for the first time. I thought that was great. Oh nice, I hit the ball going the wrong way accidentally. That power-up was used well. And what else was there? Justin TV usernames, that's cool. I want to be just Tin, but they don't allow 3-letter usernames. As in Tin, not Justin. That would be cheating. I want to do something that's not Rumble. I forget, they added something else, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, the A button's the one on the right. I've been playing Xbox games lately. I got the vehicle nobody cares for. I want the Metroid car. I haven't unlocked that yet. Raids, that's it. Raids are cool. I participated in one once. If I remember, maybe I'll raid people more often, and then 2 whole people can participate in the raid. That'll be fun. Let's do hoops. Because it's basketball season. I like this car more than I thought I would. I thought it looked really ugly, and it's kind of ugly, but it also looks kind of cool. But I think the Metroid car is cooler. There's another thing Twitch announced during TwitchCon that I thought was really dumb. I forget what they called it, but basically it was you could make a special announcement the first time you entered a stream, which I thought was dumb. It's all gone horribly wrong at the start. And I think they announced something else that was kind of dumb too, but I don't remember what that was. But yeah, I like achievements. I think they're cool. Oh, there was also more detailed stream analysis stuff, which is cool. More statistics is always nice. I wonder what the NSR appears as for non-Switch people. What car it is. Is that in? No. Nice. Okay, graphics are a lot better in docked mode. And controls are also a lot better with the Pro Controller. This is a much better way of playing Rocket League. This makes sense. As much as I wanted this specifically to play handheld, it does not seem like playing this handheld mode is the way to play it. Should probably do a bunch of really short matches with the computer to just unlock all the basic things. Like one goal, or no, I should do it so it's just score one goal with no opponents. Almost went in. I did a speed run of that once for Memathon. Get in there. Nice. No boost. Whoops. Is everyone here on the Switch? Yep. Everyone here is on the Switch. Some people are already semi-pro. I don't think it takes very long to get to semi-pro. I was amazed after one match I got halfway through level 2. From like nowhere in level 1. I forgot how quickly you level up early on. Because it takes like 10 hours of playing to get from like level 45 to level 46. I forget that like level 3 to 4 is one match. They really grow exponentially, don't they? I think I'm at level 48 now. Once I get to Master, I'll probably hide the level indicator. A lot of people seem to do that. I don't really know what their reasoning is for it, but I really don't feel like I'm a master at all at Rocket League. I probably am not even an expert. Technically, you need to play 10,000 hours to be an expert. That should be a requirement for unlocking expert level in Rocket League. You have to play for 10,000 hours. And then Master is, I don't know, 20,000 hours, and then Rocketeer is 12 million hours. Do people even live for 12 million hours? No. Pretty sure not. Pretty sure most people don't even live for 1 million hours. So it's like 15 lifetimes of Rocket League. I don't know, maybe sometime in the far future, when humans can live for thousands of years, someone will play Rocket League for 12 million hours. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. At least not for another 1,367 years. We lost. I got a goat simulator antenna. I like how you get antennas for games that aren't on the Switch. Hey, leveled up. I'm level 5. That's cool. Well, I can't use the antenna with this car. So let's use a different car. And we can see that I have a lot of things to unlock. But I do have the Jinx antenna, whatever that is. And community flags. Well, I think that's going to do it for me, this stream. I hope you enjoyed whatever this stream was. I will see you later, maybe this weekend, with some actual content, which hasn't happened in a long time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good night, and I will see you later. Goodbye.